Hey, welcome to the Juan the Bomb cooking channel. Boom, I'm Juan the Bomb. Today, I'm doing the Juan the Bomb Pasteles. This video is going to be a little bit different from my other videos. I always give you a shopping list. In the description of this video, I'm going to give you a shopping list to make pasteles based on 20. If you want more than 20, like 40, you double it, triple it. And that's it. So I'm going to keep it real simple. Because this is labor intensive, I'm not going to go through the whole shopping list now, but I am going to walk you through the process because it is a long process and is labor intensive. So we're going to go step one, step two. My suggestion, if you're watching this video, watch it completely, watch it again, and then start the process of making it, because there's a lot of little things you got to do on the side, and then you bring everything together at the end. So let's hit it. Let's get ready. Oh, by the way, if you're watching right now, please subscribe, like, and share. So we're going to get to the first step, and that's to make the achote oil. Okay, the first thing what you want to do is you want to make your achote oil. So what you want to do is you want to get some achote seeds. You could either buy them in a container like that, or they come in a bag. So I'm going to make a cup of it. So whatever I don't use, I could save it in the refrigerator and use it for other recipes. But how you do this is you want to heat up the oil. You don't want it to get to boiling. So you want to put it like to low medium. And then you add your seeds, about 4 tablespoons. And you just mix it in there. And basically all we want out of this is for the oil to turn orange, a nice orange color. And then what we're going to do is we're going to strain. What we'll do is we'll strain the seeds out when the oil gets to the right color. And then the oil is what we'll use for la masa. And then we'll use on the banana leaves when we make the pasteles. Okay, as you can see, the oil is nice and orange. Has a beautiful orange color. And that's what we'll use for the masa. So what we'll do is we'll remove it from the heat. And we'll strain it once the oil cools down, and we'll use it for la masa. Okay, so the next step is to get all the ingredients for la masa. So what I do is I take my guineos, my cooking bananas, and my plantains. I cut off both ends. I cut them in half, and I put them in a pan with warm water, and I let them sit for 10-15 minutes. And what that does is it softens up the skin and makes it easier to peel, because it is difficult. It's labor, like I said, labor intensive. So while that's soaking, I'm going to peel the yautía. I want to peel the potatoes, and then off camera I'll peel the guineos, because pretty much everybody knows how to peel a banana. And then we come back and we'll start the masa process. Okay, I'm back. Now the next process is grinding up all the ingredients. So I got my guineos, my plátanos. I have the yautía and the potatoes all ready to roll. There's several ways you can do this. You could use a blender, a Ninja. I know someone who told me that they use their smoothie machine. Whatever helps with the process, go for it. You can do it the old-fashioned way like my Abuela did and just grind it with one of those. I invested in one of these machines several years ago, and I started some of it so you could take a peek on how it comes out. And what happens is when the masa is when all this stuff is grinding, I'll stir it up and I'll add the ingredients. And just to give you an idea how it looks. As you can see, it just cuts the work, not even in half, in minutes. This will be done within 5-10 minutes, opposed to an hour. So I'm gonna finish up, and then I'll come back and we'll start adding the ingredients to the masa. Okay, this is what the masa looks like when it's grinded. And now what you want to do is you want to mix it up so that it's like evenly distributed. So what you want to do is you want to fold it over and over. So the other thing now we're going to do is we're going to add some of the seasoning. The boom boom, baby. Add a bunch of that. And again, you're going to taste la masa to see if it has enough of this. And it's all according to taste. The other thing we want to add our milk. And again, I will have the measurements and everything in the description because this is something you're going to make according to how many you need. And then the achiote oil that we started off with. And that beautiful red oil is what's going to give the pasteles that beautiful color. That's it. And we're just going to mix this all up. I kind of feel like there's something missing. Oh, wait a minute. Aha. We got to add some of the sazon. Yeah, baby. So I got this new sazon and picked it up at the Spanish supermarket yesterday. So we want to take about 2 envelopes of the sazon. We want to put it in there. Just add more seasoning because I like my pasteles to taste on the money. And that's it. Now we're just going to just mix it all up. And again, our next step is the filling. So I'm going to finish mixing this up, and then the next time you see me, we'll be working on the filling. Okay, now we're ready for the next step. We did the masa, and now we're going to do the meat filling. So we have our pernil, we have our sofrito. I make mine homemade. Tomato sauce, capers and olives, adobo, sazon, water, garbanzos, and like I said, all of the shopping ingredients for this is laid out in the description in my video. So you just go by that for the exact measurements and everything. So we're doing that. So what we're going to do is I want to cut up some of this meat off camera, and then we're going to put it all in a pot. Okay, I got all my meat cut up in these nice little cubes. So when you cut up your meat, you just want like little bite size. Okay, now we're going to start adding our ingredients. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of water. Then I want to add the sofrito. I want to stir that in. I'm going to heat it up, put it on high medium to start. Then we want to add our adobo. And this is a lot of meat. So, and again, you is based all on taste. Now, as this stuff is cooking, as you taste it, if it feels any ingredients, then you just add it as it's cooking, okay? We want to add our sazon, 2 envelopes for this mixture. And again, it's all based on how many pasteles you're going to make and how much of this stuff you're going to use. Stir it in there. Now we want to add our capers and olives. Now, not everybody likes capers and olives, so it's best you make it according to where you like it. I always use pitted because I don't have good dental insurance. Add some of our garbanzos. I love garbanzos in my pasteles. Our tomato sauce. Stir that in. The rest of our water. Again, as it's cooking, you taste it. If it needs more adobo, as it's cooking, then you add more. Again, this is going to be the filling for the pasteles. Okay, so that's the Wonder Bomb filling. So we have it on. I'm going to raise it up a little bit. I'm going to seal it. And then when that's done, we'll start putting the pasteles together. So you can see the progress of our meat. Here it is. Oh yeah, baby, that looks beautiful right there. You can see the meat is cooking up real nice. yeah, just about ready to go. So when we make our pasteles, we'll be using a spoon with a strainer. And that's the filling that goes into pasteles. That's not just pretty, that's the bomb. Now the next part of the process is the banana leaf. So what we have to do is we have to prepare the leaf, because when you buy the leaf is pretty rough, and it could be difficult bending. So what I do is first thing I do is I clean my banana leaf. I cut them up according to the size of your Pasteles sheet. And there's two ways to prepare this. One, you could do it on the stove, but if you're doing like 20, 40, 100 pasteles, that's really time consuming. So another way to do it is in the oven. You get some baking sheets, and then you lay them on there, and you put the oven around 200 degrees, and you stick it in there for about 5-10 minutes, just enough to soften the banana leaf. So what I like to do is I like to cut off the edges that are difficult, and again, everyone does this differently. So I like to cut off the edges, this way it's more pliable. Then the next thing I want to do is I cut my my leaf. This way, when it's on the Pasteles sheet, when I put the meat in there, it's easy to fold. So you always want to run your lines straight across. So then what we do is we just take the cookie sheet, we put a bunch of banana leaves in there, we stick it in the oven for about 10 minutes, and that's it. Okay, the next part of this, and again, like I said, this is a process, and I want to go through this step by step with you. My videos are learning videos, so I want everyone to learn how to make pasteles. So the next part is the string. What's too long, what's too short, I don't know. The way I do it is I take the string and I run it from the end of my hand to the end of my extended elbow. See that? And then what I do is I cut it, and then I have my string. And then I'll use this string to tie my first set. Now, by chance, if you do it, because I'm kind of a big guy, and you did it exactly, don't pre-cut them yet. Set up your first pasteles that you're gonna tie. If the string is long enough, you're good to go. If it's too short, then you know you have to extend your arm further, and then you cut your string, and then that's it. Too long, no such thing. You just cut off the excess when you tie them, or you just loop them again. So that's how you prepare the string. We're in the process of preparing the banana leaves, and the next step is putting it all together. All right. It's time for the moment of truth. The time we put everything together and do one of the hardest part of pasteles. It's the fold. It's always better if you have an assembly line or family and friends. The only problem with that is you got to make sure you make a lot, so that because they're all going to want to take some home. So, but here, this is how we roll. You take that achote oil that we made, and you just spread some on the banana leaf. So, Juan the Bomb, what happens if you run out of achote oil in the process and you still have more to make? Don't panic. You could always use olive oil, or you could use some of the salsa from your pork mixture. So get the achote oil on there. Then what you want to do is you want to take about a half a cup of la masa, and we put it right on the leaf. So these spoons are really cool. I got these, believe it or not, from Weight Watchers. Each spoon has a different measurement. So this is the half cup spoon. So I know when I scoop, and I use these when I make pasteles. So when I scoop it, I know I get in a half a cup of masa. So the next thing you want to do is you want to get some of the meat mixture. This is the filling. So I put some right in the middle there. I put a little dent in there. So the question is, well, how much meat should we put? Anywhere from 1 to 2 tablespoons. depend on how meaty you want your pasteles. So I like mine's meaty, so I add a little bit extra. So, okay, two problems that may happen. You may at some point run out of masa, or you may run out of the meat. Don't panic. If you ran out of la masa and you have extra meat, what we do is you could either freeze the meat for another day, or we use the meat for either empanadas, or we could make rice. Like you would make your pollo guisado, not pollo guisado, arroz con pollo. You would use, instead of the chicken, you would use this pork mixture into your rice and serve that with beans. If you run out of the meat mixture, again, don't panic. You could either save la masa, you could freeze it, or you could make some pasteles without meat. Just label them for the family members who don't like meat. They could have pasteles without meat, or you could use yesterday's leftovers. If you had chuletas yesterday, pollo guisado, carne guisada, any beef meat or pork that you had left over from yesterday, you could actually put it as your filling. So again, we don't waste anything, and that's it. So now it's ready for the hardest part of the pasteles, and that is known as the fold. So you take your paper, you just fold it up as so, line it up, you fold once. So you will get a paper cut. If you make pasteles, you don't get a paper cut, that means you've probably done something wrong. But yeah, so you just fold it 1, 2, and then fold down. Okay, so will you get a perfect fold? No, but it's all good. So you want to fold it down, then use your thumbs to run up to where the leaf ends. Okay, now there's several ways that you could fold. You could do it like the way my Abuela did it. She folded 1, 2, 3, and then folded up. I've learned through the course of my pastele making, for me, it's easier just to fold it like this. 1, then fold it in like a paper airplane. 2, fold it once, and then fold it again. And then you do the same thing on this side, like you would make a paper airplane. Once, are you catching that? Twice, fold it in, and then fold it up. And then what I'll do is right now, I will flip it. So when we tie these off, we tie them off in pairs. So I have one already that I had tied up. So I'm gonna just put them right on top. So if your pasteles, hey, wait a minute, one is longer than the other, that's okay. It's not perfect, but it comes out perfect. So now it's time for the tie. So I take your string, fold it in half, easy. Then you're gonna run it through the bottom where the loop is. Then you're gonna open up the string. You're gonna turn it around. Take the string over, tighten it, tighten it a little bit. Turn it around, tighten it again, maybe one more time if you have extra string. Now, when you tie off your pasteles, you want to have them tight, but what you don't want them so tight. So actually I could have done that like another way. But again, so you want them tight, but not so tight, because what will happen is the pasteles will expand. And if it's too tight, your string could pop, and that's what you don't want, and you have pastele water. So you just want them tight, but enough room so when it expands, it'll grow out. Now this pastele is gonna grow out like this. So any excess string, you just cut off, boom, and now you're ready for la agua. Okay, the next part is the easy part. Now we're just gonna put it in water. So I have some water, it's getting ready to start to boil. You can see the little bubbles. So you never want to put pasteles in plain water. You want to season the water with some salt. So we're going to add some salt to that water there. So the question may come up, well, how big the pot? And my answer is the biggest one you got. So we're going to put 1 pastele. So since they are doubled, so right now I'm cooking 4 pasteles at a time, and that's what's my dinner. Mine and my wife's dinner for this evening. Pasteles, baby. So you're gonna let that boil. So when it comes to a boil, then you start your countdown, and you want to figure about 2 hours. Now, the water will evaporate, so you got to keep an eye on it. So as the water level goes down, you have to add more water to it and wait for it to come to boil. So the whole boiling process is anywhere from 2 hours to 2 hours and 20 minutes. I've had them done like in an hour and a half, but to play it safe, let's say 2 hours. And that's it. And the next time you see me, it'll be time for the Juan the Bomb taste test. Okay, I'm back. The pasteles came out amazing. It took me, I do it in 2 days. It all depends on you, how many people you have working with you. It was just me and my wife, and it took us 2 days. So we always do the masa first, and then we do the carne the second day, and then por la noche we do the pasteles, just so we could boil some and then have some for dinner. So, but this is it. You know, this is how you serve it con un aguacate and arroz con gandules. And right now I'm going to answer the question that everyone asked, and Juan the Bomb is going to put an end to that. Sin ketchup or con ketchup? And Juan the Bomb says, con ketchup, baby. I have my ketchup on my pasteles. I love them with ketchup. And now it's time for the Juan the Bomb taste test. Oh man, perfecto. Perfectly seasoned with everything. Oh man, it's delicious. The carne, the masa, it came out perfect. As you can see, it cooked well. It didn't all break up. Let me taste a little bit of the arroz con gandules, a poquito de aguacate, and that's it. The perfect dinner after 2 days of hard work. So, it's time for my shout outs. My shout out is for a dear lady that I used to work with down in the Bronx, a mighty woman of God, Iris Nazalo. Just want to say a shout out to you. And I always end my videos with inspirational word of God. So today, I am looking at Isaiah 46:4. I will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. I made you and I will care for you, and I will carry you along and save you. So, God bless you. Be the light in someone's darkness. Do me a favor and subscribe, like, and share this video. God bless you. See you next time on the Juan the Bomb Cooking Channel.